Welcome in then, everybody. Here today for me anyway, a one-off special, which we have never been here before. And God, is it good to be here? I've got to say, one-off specials are very nice. And today, commentating on the very great SRL for round 6 of Qatar then, everybody. It isn't just the usual, though. It is qualifying, of course, like the usual, but then we have a 100% race after this, not a 50. It is a 100% race. It'll be full strategies, and it is going to be superb. Last time I did a 100% race was in 2023, so it has been a while. Might have to brush the dust off a little bit there and maybe try and freshen up on the capabilities of that during this stream, but it is nice to be here. Of course, the first time I've commentated on this league, so might have to give me a bit of time to get used to some of the drivers, but I've got to say, half of the drivers on the grid I am very, very fond with because of me doing twice a week on Helheim Racing. But yes, Gambit, I know. We've got JC, of course, Rated, RJ, Venom, all from and Master, of course, as well, that I've seen from Helheim Racing. But it's good to be everybody. Qatar, let's sail here for tonight. And what a track it is to do a 100% race around. I've got to say, it is such a beautiful track, especially under the lights. The corners just can't come fast enough. And God, is it going to be good? In the chat, that pro gamer is there. Hello, how are you doing? I'm very good, thank you. Hopefully you're doing okay too. Thank you for joining us in the chat today, mate. It's good to have your support. Hopefully you can stick around for a little while today and give us a bit of support in the chat today. Keep the engagement up. But 14 minutes of qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. Gambit runs a little bit wide down the exit. I'm sure that is going to be invalidation as my controller spazzing out. There we go. Hang on. Let's go. Gambit has invalidated this lap around, unfortunately. He is a multiple world champion in Helheim Racing. He is a rapid driver that I know of. I don't know what he is compared to the drivers in this league, but in Helheim, he is rapid. As JC, one of the Helheim boys, 121.990, goes to provisional pole the first time of the evening tonight. A few drivers over the line now then. That'll be an Aston Martin of... I'm going to say Bula with 123.2, then quickly beaten by Venom with a 122.7 over the line. Is that pro gamer? I'm doing okay, but miss your league. I'll give much support. Thank you very much for the support, mate. It's good to have you here. I really, really do appreciate you being around. But more times over the line than everybody. We have Wildcat, Bula, of course. Venom got into third. Rated got into second. I'm going to say Miski for now, because I really don't know. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your name. Miski, 155.6, of course, not a representable time at the moment, but I'm sure they're going to go around again and sort that one out. Gambit seems to be on a decent lap last time around. He invalidated, that's what we did see, and he's gone fastest in Sector 1 now, 30.4 in the first sector now. He gets to go again with 12 minutes to go. He's got a long, long while left of this session as well, so nobody should be too worried at this stage. So we will see everybody how the drivers perform today. As Gambit heads through the second sector of this LaSalle International Circuit. What a track it is. I mean, I absolutely love tracks like this, under the lights, under all the bright lights, where it is so hard to keep concentration because you just get dazzled by all of this massive lights down the track. And Gambit heading towards the line. Is anything going to phase him then? Can he get a faster time over the line? It's a 122 flat and about 1/10 behind JC at the minute. From Helheim Racing, JC, he tends to pick up pole positions quite frequently. Hasn't been able to turn that into a race win very much. With a 100% race today, could today be his day? That would be very nice to see. I'd love to see a JC redemption in the Grand Prix. I really, really would. Gambit in second place. He is out there a 10th behind JC at the moment. Rated's in third. Venom 4. Then it's Wildcat, Bula, Miski, Rich, yeah, we've got obviously Rich, Charlie, Island, Master, RJ, Bulldog, and Cam here today with 14 drivers joining us for this evening. We've also got a race intro coming your way after qualifying to get going with it, might I say. But I might actually really quickly might need to ask if I can have a 5-minute break. I've just realised that. Hang on. Right there, everybody. Hopefully they get back to me about that. I've just realised that that's actually really stupid of me. I'm not going to lie. I should have asked that first. But 10.5 minutes to go then, everybody, of qualifying here today. JC currently sat on provisional pole still here in this session. In the chat, I think we've got just that Brugger at the moment chilling around. That is very nice to see. Who do you think takes pole? My money right now, I'm gonna put my money right now on. I'm gonna go Gambit. I think Gambit's gonna improve. I think he's got the potential to improve as well. That was his first lap around. First proper lap around. We know what he's capable of. World champion as well in other leagues. He is definitely capable of owning qualifying today, but we'll see if that happens or not. Anything could happen. That pro gamer goes with Bulldog. He doesn't know why, so we'll see if that happens or not. But if anyone else is in the chat, get your predictions in. Even if you don't type it in the chat, get some predictions in. See where we're going to be. RJ across the line then. I think he's starting a flying lap now, as I'm going to get the telemetry up. No, he's not. He's just finished a lap then, as he puts himself in P4. The two Williams, 3 and 4, second row of the grid. Very, very strong starting for them for the Grand Prix, which will be coming up just after this. But that is a very nice start so far in qualifying. Yellow flag in the first sector. I'm not too sure who that was exactly, but Gambit is out there again on an outlap, everybody. So he's going to be going around again. I put my money on him for pole. Will it be pole for him today, though, is the question. I'm not too sure. Don't think anybody knows, to be absolutely honest with you. The JC still isn't out. He's in the pit lane still. Gambit and Rated, though, have decided to pop out of the pit lane a bit earlier. With 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go, not really much point in rushing at the moment, is there? As the yellow flags in the first sector with a McLaren going slowly. I think that might be Bulldog or Charlie, one of the two. Not too sure, actually. It was Bulldog who was going slowly through the first sector. Charlie, the only driver yet to put a time on the board here in qualifying. But JC finally exits the pit lane and follows the path of everybody behind him. Is it equal performance? Yes, it is equal performance for these guys today. The 14 of them here, as JC exits the pit lane. Gambit is already pretty much nearly starting his lap. Rated is just behind that. But the first man will go and watch his Gambit, then we can flick to Rated, then we can flick to JC, can we? And we'll see how well they perform. As Gambit prepares, sets up, gets ready to push for this lap. Here we go then, flying down the straight here in Qatar. Very high top speeds down the straight, I've got to say. The rear wing absolutely wide open down into turn 1, as he keeps the lines perfectly, going through the left and to the right, then darting as he touches the curbs just slightly, but make sure not to take them too much, because you know exactly how that ends then here in Qatar. But Gambit is doing it perfectly so far, very nearly invalidating. He does go over the curb quite a lot there to maximise the exit, and it worked brilliantly for him this time. But he is 0.05 of a second down, half a tenth down in sector 1. He could still find the time though, heading through the middle sector. This track is literally corner after corner, fast paced, no time to react, no time to think. And the drivers handle it brilliantly, especially out here in the heat as well. God, it must be awful for the drivers in real life here racing in Qatar. Gambit slows down. That is the end of his lap. Rated then is behind. Rated is, I don't know if he's up on time or not, as Gambit is going slow in the next sector along. Here comes Rated then with a beautiful exit on the outside line. Maybe he could be on for pole today. I mean, this is looking really, really good indeed. He's going to head round with a 2/10 improvement then, everybody, in sector 2. And that is enough to be on pole position. Can Rated continue this round to the final few corners? This is looking incredibly strong for Rated F1. Here he goes then. It was 2/10 up in the second sector. He flies into the final corner. Look how perfectly precise that was then towards the line. Make sure he doesn't invalidate over the line. Can it be provisional pole? Yes, it can. 1:21.791. Rated takes provisional pole. JC, second place then with a 10th and a half up on his lap, but I think he's slow. Is he slowed down? Yeah, he slowed down. So he's not going again this time. But Gambit is on a lap again. That is definitely a lap then, as he's flying in this first sector. Is it up in sector 1 then? He was half a second down. Oh, he's found 2.5 attempts now. Oh my God, this man has suddenly jumped out of his shell. What is going on here then? Gambit could be the new favourite for pole position today. Runs it out wide. It was so beautifully executed there on the exit. He just rides the curbs as now he darts to the left-hand side to the end of the second sector. It was 2.5 tenths up in sector 1. Gambit has really found his groove. He's come alive here in qualifying. Now nearly 3 tenths up in sector 2. He is definitely on for pole position here in Qatar today for the full race that we have coming up after this. He flies into the final few corners. Gambit looking incredibly strong. His car, the Scarlet Red Ferrari, finally came alive, and from third on the grid, can he jump onto the front row? Here he goes over the line. Gambit to provisional pole, 4.5 tenths faster than his original time. It's a 1:21.638, 1 tenths faster than Rated, and Gambit, the favourite for pole at this moment in time, sat up there on the top spot. Can Rated do anything about that then? Second place. He's in the pit lane now, coming into the pits to park up, and he'll be coming out probably one more time before the end of the session. JC, third place with 1:21.9. He's still in the pit lane, preparing to come out again, probably, before the end of this session too. Venom the same. RJ, he's now starting a lap. 5th position at the moment, 1:22.4. This is probably going to be one of the only laps he gets to do now. 4 minutes to go. Probably this and one more he's got time for, as the McLaren stays off the edge of the track as RJ comes through, powering through then in his Williams today, taking a bit of curve. It's feathering the throttle around the first few corners there. Maybe lost a bit of time from that. But here we go then. Positions his car beautifully, takes the curve even better as well. And here we go then, round into the end of the first sector. Can RJ improve any more? Sorry. No, he can't. Nearly down by a 1/10 of a second in sector 1. Maybe he can pick it up, though, in the middle sectors here in Qatar. We've seen it before. Can RJ do it now? There's a few more people joining us in the stream chat now, which is very nice to see. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining us here today for this commentary for this race. As we are getting that 5-minute break, everybody. Hurrah, thank God. Very happy about that, so we can get the race intro done. Wasn't all for nothing. Do you know what the weather conditions is for this race, says that pro gamer? I don't. I really don't. Qualifying, though, has looked pretty clean. For the race, though, it could be completely different. I'm really not sure. Unless somebody is in the chat that is in the pit lane at the moment, can give us a bit of inside information. But I'm not entirely sure about that from the commentary box. But 2 minutes to go, about 3 minutes then, for the best part of 3 minutes in qualifying. We've seen some brilliant times, I've got to say. Really, really well done from a lot of the drivers up at the front. Gambit pulled on a stonker of a time, but even though he improved by that many tenths, the gap is only a 10th behind Rated. Rater's only got to gain a 10th of a second on his previous lap to be the pole sitter today. It is looking very tight. The pole margin is going to be extremely close once we get to the end of qualifying. And 2 minutes and 20 seconds is what we've got to decide it. Rated heading around the track then on his out lap this time around. He'll be going for his lap soon. Island Pike then over the line into the pit lane. He got himself into P4. Looking like a very strong qualifying from him today. There's Venom's 5. RJ down to 6 now after losing a position. Master begins his flying lap. The Red Bull is going to push and push and push now for the final lap that he's probably going to get here today in Qatar. Can he make it count? 1:22.621 here in qualifying, everybody. Can this man do a better time through the first few corners? He takes the corners pretty nicely so far. Further the throttle a little bit there, but he can get on the power quite early as he heads into the right-hander here in Qatar. 1 minute 40 seconds left of this qualifying session. This will probably be the only one that he gets now before the end, and he takes it quite nicely then as he heads into the first sector. It is going to be a 1.5 tenths improvement in sector 1. Now into the second segment of the track here under the lights in Qatar. It is looking very nice indeed so far. He is up on time, but can he continue the form? As the corners so far, he is taking them beautifully as Cam retires from the session on the track here today. And Master trying to round off this lap if he can do. Big presumes in the chat. Evening, how are you? I am very good, thank you. It's really nice to see you here. Thanks for joining us today. Master runs it out wide. That is it for his qualifying, everybody. Master is pretty much over for him now in qualifying. You can probably go round once more, but I'm not entirely sure that it's going to be too great for him then. Unfortunately, today he's done so well in Helheim qualifyings and races, more particularly, to be fair. So maybe his race pace will be better today. We will see. Big Presume says, rated for pole, please. Let's see. Rated, I've got to say, mate, rated, I don't know how long you've been in the chat, but he's been doing very well today, and as you can see, he's only got to gain 1/10 of a second to be on pole position, pretty much. You know, from Gambit, it's got to be a bit more than a tenth, but around about that time. And is he improving on this lap then? We didn't quite see, but as he heads towards the end of the lap, rated F1, it's going to fly around the final few corners. This will be it for his qualifying time. Can he take pole position over the line? Rated, can't find the time. It is 1/10 down, 100th of a second down, sorry. He won't have the ERS as well to carry on. He will be pretty much done now in qualifying as Bula retired from the session, ladies and gentlemen. Rated can't take it to stratospheric levels today here in qualifying. He has to settle for second or lower, unfortunately. JC is out there improving by 800ths of a second, and Gambit down by 300ths of a second. Can JC find a bit of time? This is looking quite promising then, heading through the end of the... Oh! 4 tenths up for JC, the master of qualifying in Helheim Racing. But here today for SRL, can he copy and paste his racing? He's going to head then right to the right-hand side, the final corner. It is JC towards the line in qualifying. Is he on for pole for a last-minute snatch? Gambit takes it by a few tenths. JC 3/10 improvement, can't do anything about it. He takes a 1:21.6, but Gambit's 1:21.5 is enough for pole position at the moment. Rated can't improve. Venom won't be improving either. Nobody else is out there on the track, and Gambit takes pole position under the lights in Qatar. What a brilliant time, and he is going to be the top man here today in qualifying. What a time for Gambit as we prepare for the long 100% Grand Prix, which is coming up just after this. But that is beautiful. Front row of the grid, Gambit, JC. Second row, Rated, Island Pike. It's going to be a good start, everybody. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be absolutely brilliant. To anyone that's in the chat, I hope you're enjoying so far, especially to the guys that obviously I don't normally commentate on your league. If you're in here and never seen me before, that'd be great. And Big Presumes subscribes again with Prime to start that 2-month streak. Oh, thank you so much, mate. Thank you so much. I am so grateful. That's amazing. Thank you very much. I'm very happy, actually. There's Pro Gamer watching the F1 qualifying. Yeah, Big Presumes, thanks so much for the support, mate. I really appreciate that. As here we go then, everybody. Finish results up on your screen in a second, and then we have the it'll be the race intro coming after that. Here we go then. Finish results for Qatar qualifying. Gambit takes pole position by 700ths of a second, very close. Then from JC, Rated, Island Pike on the second row of the grid, joined by Venom and RJ on the 5th row of the grid. That's SRL Master and Wildcat in 7 and 8, and then Cam and Bulldog round off the 5th row of the grid in 9 and 10. That is it from me for qualifying. Next up is the big long Grand Prix, but first of all, the race intro in a few moments' time. Buckle up, get ready for this long race. We'll see you very soon. The lights blaze bright under the LaSalle night sky, and the desert air hums with anticipation. Welcome to round 6 of the SRL Championship, coming to you from the heart of Qatar. We're at the LaSalle International Circuit, fast-flowing and deceptively technical. This modern masterpiece stretches over 5.4 kilometers of tarmac, where precision meets pure pace. Here we go then, everybody. The track on your screen. What a beautiful track it is. Under the bright spotlights, you can see 57 long laps of racing today. 5.4 kilometers track distance, 16 corners across the track, and only one DRS zone, which is down the main straight then. Here in Qatar, under the lights. Tyres then, here we go. It's a soft, medium, and the hards, of course. We've got very, very dry and hot weather today, so no need for this, no need for the wets, but it is C3, C2, and C1 today. Hardest, of course, being the C1. Very hard compound range of tyres this evening. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Qatar coming up next. It is always a good race in Qatar, I've got to say. And one that everybody should be looking forward to tonight. It isn't just the 50% race we always get used to and get ready for. It is the 100%, which for me is like pretty different. Like I said earlier at the start of the stream, last time I did that was in 2023, and that was when I first started properly doing Jack Crossley commentary. So that's pretty crazy, to be fair. So a long while, I've got to say. But it's good to be back. It really is, and I'm glad to be here and doing the 100% race today. In the chat then, that program, awesome intro. I've never seen it before. You won't have seen it, mate, because it is very new. And I hope everybody found that amusing. Hope that was okay. I do quite enjoy doing them. They're pretty cool, aren't they? Add a bit more realism to the stream. So yeah, hopefully that's okay. Give me some feedback if you really want. But we do have a 5-minute break. Only a few minutes to go, I'm guessing, before we will get going for the Grand Prix. I hope you're all ready for that, everybody. Here today, then, SRL round 6 in Qatar. I, of course, don't commentate here, so I don't know exactly what's been going on recently, but I do have the standings at hand, so I can quickly go through them for you in a second. I'd love to give you some more context on what's been going on, but of course, like I said, not normally here. But Gambit is the championship leader, 162 points. Then RJ, second place, 119 points. RJ with a brilliant season here today in SRO. Island Pike, third place, then it's rated 4. Master 5, Cam 6. Bulldog 7, the Top Cat 8, Mr. Charlie 9, Matt Brooks 10, who couldn't be here today, unfortunately. Buddha 11, JC 12, who is, I think, JC starting from 3rd today, isn't it? For that man, then it's Riots 13, Venom 14, Big Bazooms in 15 in the World Championship standings. Then the teams, Williams leading by a hell of a lot of points, 233 points. Then it's Ferrari second place, 152. Red Bull third, 151. Aston Martin coming in 4 with 123. And now, ahead of the lights, the formation lap gets going then, everybody, for the race here in Qatar. We will be having to wait for this formation lap, and then it is a 100% race for today's Grand Prix. Long race to go, but we're not complaining, are we? It's going to be a nice evening, I've got to say. Current time in the United Kingdom is 8:45 p.m, so we should be done. I think normally 50% races take about 40 minutes, so I'm guessing 120. I'm guessing an hour 20 minutes minimum for this race today. But we'll have to see how that's going to go today. I'm guessing we're going to finish around 10 o'clock, to be fair, if it's nearly 9 now. So let's get into it, shall we? But of course, all that depends on how the strategies work out. If the safety cars that come out, you know, I don't know if they have red flags set or not, but you know, factors like that which are gonna slow it down, especially if it was raining as well. If it was raining, that would 100% turn it on its head. But no, in Qatar, it is such a fast track, fast flowing, nothing to stop them in their tracks, and we are gonna get going very quickly. We are not long away from the main straight now, where everybody can get lined up and get ready to go racing. But thanks for everyone's support in the chat as well. I've got to say, it's nice to have you all around and sticking with us for the support. We do need it. We do need it quite a lot, and I'm glad you're here to give us that. Here we go then, everybody. Lining up on the grid, 14 drivers to get us going for this Grand Prix. Under the bright spotlights, and wow, what a driver lineup, let me just say. It is good. It is really good. And make the most of these moments, because this game, of course, won't be lasting very long anymore. F1 25 announced. We'll be getting on with that one pretty soon, won't we? But here we go then. SRL. Round 6, Qatar, 100% race. And Gambit to get us going from pole. And here at the Lusail International Circuit, the fast-flowing corners, will there be too much for the drivers, or can they handle the pressure? Let's see. It's lights out and away we go. Gambit with a brilliant start, then off the line down into turn 1. Look at the gap he's already gained, then down into the first corner. Rated, slipped into second place after starting in 3rd. He's now got a position up. JC holds 3rd place, hasn't moved anyway. He has dropped back. Venom, 4th position. RJ up to 5th with a brilliant start for the Williams today. Island Pike up to 6th place. Cam down to 7, as the battles are very much in the midfield at the moment, as Bulldog drops down to 10. Venom up the front, gets up to 3rd place now. Venom with a brilliant start here in Qatar on lap 1 of 57. The Ferrari with a beautiful drive at the moment in 3rd place, nearly on par with his teammate who started on pole. It is Miski in 7th position, fighting away with Island Pike then on the track at the moment. Island Pike has to drop down to 8th position, as Bulldog now tries to get his foot in the door up the inside line. Here comes the McLaren to try and make the move on the Red Bull. He's really in the inside line now, but he has to back off and can't make the move on the Red Bull on the first lap of 57 so far. But the Red Bull up at the front then, his front end twitching just a bit there. Is that going to be enough for Bulldog to try and find a gap and overtake? RJ up to 4th position then in the Williams with a brilliant start. from him too. Second place in the World Championship, and today it is showing on the track in Qatar as an Alpine went very wide off the track there of Cam RB, as he's back on now and should be all good, heading round into the final few corners to round off the first lap of 57 here in Qatar, ladies and gentlemen. What a start to this Grand Prix. Miski then heading around the final corner with all the drivers. The Alpine on the backside of JC heading down the straight. This could be a move in the making. Here we go then. The Alpine trying to find the move, trying to find the gap. He's going to get this speed, but he can't get enough, and he can't make the move this time round. The McLaren behind a Bulldog as well, just eyeing up a move on Island Pipe. But today it just isn't forming for him. It just isn't coming about. Cam RB now trying to challenge JC as well. This is beautiful then, isn't it? As he's trying to go on the outside, then the inside. Any place that's got a bit of space then for Cam to slide through. But today, just nothing is working. Back again down the inside. He found the gap. Can he hold it then? JC with a bit of a mistake there, running it off a little bit wide on the corner. Down the inside now. Miski as well getting in the action. Three abreast. That's nearly a driving on round 9, and Pike picks up a penalty. JC then down the inside of Miski. What is going on here then? In Qatar, it is Cam that gets out unscathed. JC just about gets out ahead. Then it's Miski 7th position. Island Pike who picks up a penalty. The first one of today tries to run it around the outside of the Mercedes, but can't do it at the moment. He has to settle for 8th position at the moment. He has to wait and stay back. What a start, everybody. This is brilliant here in Qatar. It really, really is. JC now trying to catch Cam. Hopefully these battles continue. This is what we like. He runs a bit wide on the curb there as Missy gets a penalty. Then the second one of today. Down the inside. JC, what a move. If he can make the move stick. Nearly 3 abreast into the final corner. It is 3 abreast into the final corner. The Alpine gets tagged. He tries to thread the needle, but that never works out right. And RJ, 4th position. JC just about gets ahead in 5th. Miski then tries to pull ahead, and he does. They're playing back and forth then, these two. And Miski gets ahead. JC 6th position. Cam 7. Now Bulldog down to 9 as Island Pike slips up the inside line. This is such a good start here in Qatar, everybody. Lap 3 of 57, and the battles continue here today. This is beautiful. It really, really is. It's an art from the drivers as Cam trying to make the move on JC then into the right-hander. The Alpine trying to catch up on the Sauber is behind. Island Pike into the barrier. He's on the gravel, smashes through the marker boards as he comes on the track. Nearly hits the McLaren there. And Island Pike down at the back in 13. Oh my God, what a start. Gambit holds the lead. Rated tries to contest the lead, sorry. 3/10 behind at this moment in time. Mr. Charlie with a 3-second time penalty then, ladies and gentlemen. Here today in Qatar on lap 3 of 57. Miski with a penalty. Mr. Charlie and Island Pike at the moment as the drivers continue to race on. Here under the lights, the bright spotlights in the sail. Bula trying to make a move on Bulldog. Master is not far behind that either, so lots of moves in the making here today as the car and Master runs very wide there out, but here we go, onto the main straight. Once again, the Mercedes loses his rears as Island Pike with a 3-second penalty. Miski down to 9. It's overtaken many times. Now he's going to be contested by Wildcat, who flies around the outside line. Wildcat, he's not going to make one move. He's going to make 2. Can he go down the inside then of the Red Bull? It's going to be a beautiful move, and Wildcat takes 9 through past the Red Bull, and he gets ahead into 9th position in his kick Sauber. What a move then from Wildcat. Now down the inside, the Red Bull contesting back again. He won't let that one go down without a fight. Look at him, he's back again. He's going to try and make the move once again in the Red Bull, but he can't get ahead enough this time. Now comes the Mercedes down the inside of the Red Bull of Miski as they're all trying to get a foot in the door of the battles. He couldn't make his move through just as of yet. Wow. Oh, the Mercedes loses his rears again. Second time he's done that today. Wildcat with a 3-second penalty, everybody, on lap 4 of 57. I've got to slow down. My voice is killing already. This is incredible stuff. Honestly, oh my God, honestly, so good from the drivers so far, and some of the best I've seen, I've got to admit. Here we go then, let's continue. Lap 4 of 57, everybody. Gambit in the lead of the Grand Prix by 0.4 of a second from rated F1, who just isn't really able to find the gap, find the time at the moment to make the move. But here we go. Second we go on to him. Round the outside line. Rated takes the lead in the Grand Prix. He's through to the lead in the Williams. Rated for the first time today. Leads the Qatar Grand Prix. Gambit takes second place. Now Venom third. It'll be RJ who drops down. He's in full position at the moment, sorry. And the Williams. The safety car's out. Miski right into the barrier there. You can see as he hit the barrier. I'm not too sure what happened there, but the safety car is out on lap 4 of 57. Now lap 5 57, sorry. As Mr. Charlie with a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car as well. But the safety car is out, everybody, and the strategy is going to get switched up. While we wait for the safety car to come in, a quick message from our sponsor.
Track Titan is the fastest way to become a better sim racer, with highly personalized insights assuring that you get the coaching that you need. Track Titan automatically records your driven laps and lets you pinpoint exactly where you're making mistakes, where you're losing time, and how you can fix it. When you sign up with Track Titan, you'll be able to analyze your driving, learn about tracks in the academy, and participate in driving challenges and community races.
And leaping off the line whilst Ryan needs to defend from Max 27, and Max 27's up, and Max 27's well up.
Allowing you to improve your sim racing at your own pace and in a friendly and helpful community. The Track Titan analysis doesn't just show you exactly where you're losing time, but also what faster drivers are doing differently than you, from racing lines to steering inputs. This way you're not only made aware of your mistakes, but you're also given a solution to fix them. In the Academy you can learn all about different tracks, how to properly drive them, test your knowledge, and of course beat the driving challenge. And we've also built up a wonderful community of sim racers who love to help each other out, share stories, videos and pictures, and who participate in the weekly hot lap challenges and races. With even more features coming in the future, be sure to check out Track Titan with a link in the description, or head over to tracktitan.io to sign up.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching that one from our sponsors. Quick message from them, of course. We've got to get that in, of course. But in the chat, you get a 30 days free trial and 30% off your first month by clicking that link. It's completely free to sign up, and you know I'll be completely authentic with you and transparent. If you did do that, it would help me a hell of a lot. It really does. It helps the streaming a lot, and yeah, so it's completely free to sign up. So if you want to go and check it out, the video, of course, has told you everything it's about. If you want to check it out, completely free to sign up, and then you can get a 30-day free trial and 30% off your first month as well. But this is it then, everybody. Safety car still out, lap 6 of 57. We've had a few more drive-throughs, I think, since I've been gone. Or it was 10-second penalty or something like that. But let's check on pit stops, shall we? Pit stops for some of the guys at the back. Wildcat, Richo, and Island Pike, who have gone into the pit lane to put on the new tyres. Wildcat on the hards. Rich on the mediums. Island Pike on the mediums as well. Island Pike's pitted twice in this Grand Prix so far, which is pretty crazy, in 6 laps. But position changes then, shall we go through? Gambit down 1, rated up 2. Venom up 2 as well. The Ferrari's doing very well, actually. The Williams as well. RJ, if he can gain a bit further, I mean, he's doing incredibly well today. JC 5th. Cam 6. It is Bula 7. Bordog in 8. But Bula has got 4 positions up. Mr. Charlie got 4 positions up too, which is looking very good for them. The biggest position loser is Island Pike, who was well up on the top of the grid earlier on, doing incredibly well, but fell down the order. 50 laps to go then, everybody, in the Grand Prix, as we wait the safety car to go in pretty soon. We hope so. But if you're still in the chat, keep the engagement up, say hello, introduce yourself if you've never been here before. The support means a lot, and it actually helps a lot as well. So get chatting, everybody. Get chatting in the chat if you want to. But I do appreciate you being here anyway. I really, really do. That pro gamer, I think Rated will win the race. You know what? I'm not too sure. Maybe Rated will win the race. It's a good shout, though, as Rated has done good so far. He's gained a position from the race start as we reach 9 PM in the UK now. And yeah, he's done very well so far. He really has. You've got to give it to him. As the safety car coming at the end of this lap, everybody, we can get racing again here in Qatar, which is what we want to be doing. And let's get going, shall we? Let's get going. Have you seen my 2 previous chats? So you talk about Discord, or you're going to talk about Twitch, mate? Right, everybody, here we go. Lap 7 of 57 turns into lap 8. He'll be Rated to get us going. He's gained a position from the start. He's back on pole. He's back on the top spot of the race at the moment. Gambit follows behind. We go down into turn 1. The safety car in the pit lane. We get racing again. Rated with a brilliant start down the straight. Then gets the jump on Gambit already. 3/10 of improvement down the straight from him. And Gambit comes nowhere near close at the moment. Rich then into P10, going around the inside of Wildcat, who tries to stick on the outside line. Can't do enough today and has to drop back to P11 at the moment. The Haas car gets into 10. Then behind that, Mr. Charlie and Island Pike trying to stay within distance. Island Pike has been given a lifeline, really. He went into the pit lane twice today in 8 laps then. He got the safety car out. Now he's back again down the inside. He got through past 1. Look at him on the Sauber down the inside. Now the Red Bull finding his groove on the track at the moment. Down the inside, Wildcat with a 3-second penalty. Now the Red Bull of Island Pike back through. The McLaren of Mr. Charlie through past Wildcat as well. As we've lost Miski, 13 drivers left, and Island Pike is back on his bike. This is looking very nice indeed. He is flying back through the order now. The true test of it is, can he gain on Rich? And that is going to show us that he is definitely back on the ball. As ahead, the Aston Martin of Bula trying to make the move on Cam. Heading round into the last sector now here in Qatar, everybody. On lap 8 of 57, we head up towards the final corner. Bula catching Cam into the final corner. Can he slip down the inside line? He can't here, but he's going to stay behind. DRS enabled again now. That's going to help a hell of a lot. Remember, the 1 DRS zone down the main straight is going to help all the drivers. As Bula is going to head down the straight, gain on the Alpine with a bit of slipstream, but nothing enough to make the move at the moment down into turn 1. But that is definitely coming, that move. Maybe on this lap 9 of 57, it could be coming. As the Alpine, don't count him out now, trying to make the move on JC. Look how close he's getting. You see the way he closed in on behind him there. He's so close behind him at the moment on this lap, just trying to stay within touching distance, so when the time is right he can strike and get back through to P5. But Cam RB is doing a very good job so far of being ahead. Very nearly hitting the kick Sauber there as he nearly goes around. Cam down the inside, Cam through to 5. JC drops down to 6 then. Here today, who started in 3rd place. He's dropping many positions in the Grand Prix. He isn't really having a good start at the moment in this full race, but he has to stay behind Cam. He will still get a chance. As Bula behind, can he make an overtake on JC? Can he spoil his day even further? The Aston Martin has been driving very nicely so far, getting in a bit of a gap to the guys around him. Island Pike, 7 tenths behind Rich as well. So that gap is coming down from the last time we saw it. It was 9 tenths we saw before we last, when we last looked, sorry. But the 2 Ferraris looking strong in 2 and 3. 2 Williams looking very strong in 1 and 4. And RJ 1.2 behind Venom. Can he gain a bit more then as he gets a bit iffy on the last corner there? Gambit takes the fastest lap of the Grand Prix over the line as we head down onto lap 10 of 57. And we head into the final corner. The first corner. 3 abreast then into turn 1. JC ahead. Bula in 6. Cam back down to 7 then in this race, everybody. What is going on here? It was 3 abreast nearly down into turn 1. Very close battling here in Qatar as Cam has to drop down to 7. Rich with a 3-second penalty now is not going to do well indeed. Island dropped down 2.5 seconds as Master trying to gain on Bulldog. Bulldog trying to gain on Cam ahead of that. There's a 3-way battle going on between them as well. The battles are just never ending at the minute today. As the Alpine closing in on Bula. Here comes Cam RB then to take back what it was his earlier on. Trying to make the move down the inside, but he just can't find the gap to open up at the moment here today on lap 10. Mr. Charlie with a 3-second time penalty. And that is 6 people with penalties now in the early stages of the Grand Prix. And Cam trying to get in on Bula. Down the main straight is, of course, probably the best point, as he'll get the DRS as well with a bit of a helping hand, push him a bit more down the straight to get him through past him. Don't count out Bulldog as well. He's just behind him in the McLaren, and also Master even closer behind Bulldog. This is going to be very, very interesting heading down the straight. This is definitely a move. It's inevitable then between the drivers as Bulldog goes very wide off the track now. Master closing in on him. He's home in and on the backside of him. Cam RB picks up a penalty. We head down the straight, everybody. Who will make a move? Who can get there fast enough? Down the Grand Prix straight here today. Qatar Rated gets overtaken by Gambit up front. It is Master overtaking Bulldog, and further ahead it is Bula into 5, JC 6th, then 3 abreast into turn 1. The Alpine on the inside line. Who can get ahead? It'll be the Kick Sauber down the inside on that corner, and he gets ahead back into 5 as he had the advantage on the inside line heading into the corner. Behind that, Bula in 6, Cam in 7. But Bulldog with a 3-second time penalty then in this race. He's got another one in this Grand Prix today in the early stages. The Red Bull of Master now trying to get in on Cam. He's just right behind him. This battle is never ending. As behind that, Bulldog and Rich now are in the mix, trying to have a bit of a scrap. Rich trying to get through past Bulldog at the minute. Not working well for him, but like I said, as soon as he finds the gap, it's going to happen. And the main straight is the most probable answer for that. Let's see when he finally gets around to it. The main straight is definitely the best chance for it, so we will see then, everybody, when he gets there. But he is 4 tenths behind, and the Haas continues on the backside of the McLaren, who gets a bit iffy on the exit there. The Haas really maximising the speed on the exits. Look how close he gets as Wildcat with a 3-second penalty. We head into the final corner. That was some closing speed. Rich then gaining on the McLaren. That was beautiful. Here he goes then, the Haas car. Can he make the move down the straight, or is anybody else going to make a move down the straight? It is a DRS activated for all the drivers, and Rich is going to go for the move on the McLaren down the inside line. Can he take it? He's on the inside, and the McLaren has to stay back this time around. Not enough to make a move. Master and Cam now switching positions as well. Cam gets into 7 in this Grand Prix in his Red Bull, in his Alpine. He is ahead, and that was a very, very nice move from him. The race so far going very, very well and smooth as Rich drops a big position there, drops down to 11. Island Pike finally managed to make that move on Rich as he aims to try and get through the order, but isn't working incredibly well for him so far. Up at the front as Rich gets a 3-second penalty. Gambit 2.5 tenths ahead of Rated. Here we go into the final corner. Everybody Rated trying to catch Gambit down the straight. The moment we've all been waiting for. Can Rated retake the lead of the Grand Prix here today in Qatar? It's a long race, so even if he does, it is probably going to change. But Rated into the lead once again for the 2nd time today of the Qatar Grand Prix. He is through. Wildcat with a 3-second time penalty, everybody, as we head up towards the end of the 2nd sector for Rated, who leads the Grand Prix. The 2 Ferraris behind, and the 2 Williams sandwiching them in. JC 5, Bula 6, Cam 7, Master 8, Island 9, Bulldog 10. Rich getting very close to Bulldog. Can he make a move down the inside line? Very, very close to it at the moment. He's getting perilously close. As he runs off wide there, gets another penalty for himself. Oh, this is not over, is it, for all the drivers? Look ahead as well. Island getting close to his teammate Master. This is going to be extraordinary down the straight. Here we go. Bulldog with a penalty. Down the Grand Prix straight it is. Master going around the outside of Cam. And the Red Bulls teammate Island trying to get through too. He gets through. And behind that, Rich getting through past Bulldog as well. Simultaneous moves down the straight. And it works beautifully for the boys up at the front. That was really nice indeed from them. As Mr. Charlie with a 3-second time penalty, everybody, here today. Wildcat with a 3-second time penalty too. As that pro game in the chat, if you're still there, sorry I didn't answer your question. 2 previous chats, if it's about the video, don't worry about it, mate. You don't have to stress about that. Don't worry about it at all. And awesome race so far. Absolutely awesome race so far. I am loving it. So for the first few laps, I've got to say, were pretty good. They were pretty good. Some of the best I've seen. And the racing is continuing. The drivers are not going to stop until they get the position they want. Buddha with a 3-second time penalty picks up another one then. And many drivers here today picking up a hell of a lot of penalties. It feels like it's a recurring thing then for the drivers at this moment in time, picking up a hell of a lot of penalties. Gambit down the straight picks up yet again the race lead, and he gets through to P1. Island Pike then to 7th place, getting through past his teammate now. Drops down to 8th position. Cam... let's have a look. Cam in 9 and Rich in 10. No problem with that. I expect you to answer right away. You need to have a few small breaks for your voice, mate. Sounds exhausting. I mean, it can be. It can be. You know, times like this is not exhausting, but when the Grand Prix starts, God, it is something else. When you've got a good race on your hands as well, it is very, very what's the word? Tiring, very tiring. But right, lap 15 then, sorry, 57 in this Grand Prix, and we have lost Miski. We've got everybody else though, 13 drivers joining us for this 100% race, and we are, I don't know how much we're into it so far, but 15 laps. Halfway is probably around 26 or 7 laps. For this Grand Prix, should be around that. As we head down the straight, and the moves coming in again, possibly rated. Is it going to get enough to get into the lead of the Grand Prix? Not this time around, as Venom can't do either. RJ is dropping a little bit further back, lap by lap, 5.3 seconds now. It's going to be exciting to see where they take the strategies today, as a lot of the drivers, majority of the grid, is on the mediums for this race today. There's a few on the hards, and you've got Wildcat on 10 lap old hards, so he pitted when the safety car came out. He pitted when the safety car came out, so I'm not too sure how long them hards are going to go for, but they should go for majority of the race if you can manage them well enough. But yeah, majority of the drivers on the mediums, it means they're going to be pitting. It won't be now, but it is going to be within the next few laps, definitely. It won't be too long away before we start getting some pit stops in from the drivers. But nearly on to lap 17, then everybody one more lap, and Gambit leads by 0.3 of a second from Rated F1 in second place, Venom third, RJ 4, JC 5, Bula in 6, Island Pike 7, Cam 8, Master 9, Rich 10, Bulldog 11, Wildcat 12, and Charlie in 13th position for this Grand Prix today, everybody. But a good start from the drivers. I've got to admit, really, really well done as we see the drivers head down the straight again. Bulldog with a 3-second penalty, and Gambit holds the lead. Venom into second place, I've just realised. And now, a Ferrari 1-2 on the grid. That for a game, how many seconds penalties does Rated have? He has 3 at the moment, which won't be too significant. There is bigger ones. 15 seconds for Wildcat, for example, is pretty big from him. Mr. Charlie with a 10-second penalty then. Oh, not 10. Mr. Charlie with a 3-second penalty then in this race, and we have We have not too many laps to go, everybody. 40 laps. Oh, I say not too many. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. 40 laps to go in the Grand Prix. And we have still got a hell of a lot of laps to get some good racing, let's be honest. It really is going to be good. Look at this. Everybody's so close already at the moment. Master trying to catch Cam in the middle sector here in Qatar. He's doing pretty well so far. The Alpine looking a bit twitchy on the front end there. The Red Bull is going to try and pick up on the pieces. Here comes Master then. Don't forget Rich as well, who's just on the outside line. He will be there to pick up on any pieces as well that get deposited. And let's see what's going to happen. Look how close Master is. The master of the tracks, possibly in Qatar too, as he heads into the final few corners here today under the gleaming spotlights. And into the final corner, everybody. Master is going to be going for a very, very good overtake, if he can make it work. Over the line then, Master will take P8. So does the Haas car of Rich as well. They both fly through. Cam goes and drops back. The Haas car tries to make it a double down the inside of the Red Bull as the Alpine is on the action as well, just behind him as the Haas just about stays ahead. Cam is now pushing him through the corners, and he gets a 3-second penalty for doing that as well in this race at the moment. But ahead, Gambit is pulling away, as pointed out by Pro Gamer in the chat, by 1.6 seconds at this moment in time, which is a pretty damn big gap. In terms of racing, it is quite big, and he is pulling away very well indeed at the moment. There we go then, Gambit leads by 1.4 seconds from Venom in second place. Venom has done an incredible job today from getting into second place from where he started. And the two Williams as well, no wonder they're second in the World Championship. They are doing very well indeed. As here comes this straight. Rated is not going to settle for third. He's going to want second place or higher, and he goes through past Venom. He takes that move back, and he's through to second place. JC in 4. RJ makes the decision to pit now on lap 18 of 57. Now 19 of 57. The race is progressing then, everybody, and RJ is going to be coming out of the pit lane on the hards. Charlie with a 3-second penalty. RJ decides to pit early. Will the undercut work well for him? He is going to have to push now, everybody. He's going to have to absolutely push. Get his car, get his tyres into working order. And can this man do a good job is the question. Can he get far enough ahead that when the driver's in front of him before going to the pit lane, he comes out ahead? Let's just see. He did have a pretty big gap. He saw he was falling off. Hopefully for that man, it is the right strategy. But, I'm really enjoying today's stream, everybody. I really, really am. And you can go, if you have the social medias, you can go follow my social medias, all under the name Jack Cross the Comms. I am also starting very, very soon, and when I say soon, I'm pretty much launching it in the next few weeks. I'm just getting it all in the pipelines. Something called Crossley Sports, which is pretty much going to be a streaming TV channel on Twitch and YouTube, where we will stream races just like this, professionally, with professional commentators, webcams, everything, as Rich into P7 then gets through past Master. But yeah, continuing, we will stream, the streams will have a producer run through OBS Studios. We'll have 2 commentators, professional commentators, of course, and yeah, we'll get that all done professionally done, and that'll be under Crossley Sports. That is also on TikTok as well. So if anyone's got any interest in going and following that, go ahead and show some support. We've just posted a TikTok to try and get some people in. There's Bula with a 3-second time penalty, everybody, and I'm just gonna quickly in the chat put a link to the Crossley Sports TikTok if anybody's interested to go and get a quick and early follow on the account before we go big. You can go on there and take a look. But lap 20 of 57 then, everybody, in this Grand Prix today. And rated second place. Now the gap between them two is 0.3 of a second, so it has come down. It really was bigger. It was 1.5 seconds at one point. And now it's 0.2 of a second, everybody. As rated, trying to get in on Gambit. Can he make the move is the question. Is in the chat, that program is W Crossley Sports. I know, right? 2 of you in the chat. But yes, it's going to be motorsport. It will be F1, iRacing, Assetto Corsa as well. And then, we think we could branch into whatever. We could branch into football as well, if we can get the people with the expertise as well for that. But if anyone's interested, show some support. We are looking for commentators, producers, social media staff as well. So just stay tuned. If you want to get involved, ping me a DM. Ping me a DM on Discord. As lap 21 of 57, then, everybody, and the pot is going to start to brew over pretty soon. Rated is just going to be sick and tired of waiting. Charlie with a 3-second time penalty. Can this man gain on Gambit down the inside line? He's going to stay back, it looks like. Looks like he's staying back on this lap around and not being able to make his move past Gambit. It looked like that was intentional, though, as Bula in P8 then into the pit lane and changing those tyres to hards. As that program in the chat, if you want to get in and involve, mate, I will quickly send you this link in the channel. Hang on. If you're interested, fill that form out for me, mate, and we will try and get you sorted. Venom with a 3-second time penalty here in this race, and adds to the tally of many penalties with the drivers. But it all becomes quite significant because Bulldog with a 3-second penalty now as well. Yes, again, another one. It becomes significant because Gambit doesn't have one, JC or Master. So if they can continue this race in the positions they're in with no penalties, that is going to benefit them massively, absolutely massively, and just give them that safety net that they need in the race. So they are going to try and hope that they can finish this race without a penalty. And it is, it requires very much precision to not get a penalty. Now, Master gets one, leaves us with 2 drivers without a penalty today. Gambit and JC, who at the moment are, in my opinion, running as the 2 best drivers in the race because they don't have a penalty. That is going to benefit them massively. As you can see, the top 2 with 3 seconds. You go down the grid, you see one's as big as 21 seconds of penalties, which is just crazy stuff from the drivers. But it is all good. It does not matter at all, because at the end of the race, it means that the positions get changed around and it's even more exciting. So who really is that bothered? Not me. Thank you very much for that, Pro Gamer. I will sort you out later on. But lap 23 of 57, everybody. Rated, gaining on Gambit. 3 attempts to gap now. Here we go, down the straight, the Williams. Gaining and gaining and gaining on Gambit. Can it be this time around? And he makes the move. He looks like he breaks. He looks like he lets off. And something about it. I don't think he's wanting to get past at the moment. As Wildcat with a 3-second time penalty. Another one in this race on lap 24 of 57, everybody. As the laps just tick up. They just keep ticking up. lap by lap, as we've had one safety car since the race started, and it's actually been quite a nice race so far, I've got to say. It's been quite enjoyable to watch. The battle continues, and it looks like the battle's never ending then at the moment, doesn't it? As it continues on, that is exactly what we like to see. We love the big battles, we really do, in this league. You know, I'd absolutely love to come back. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm not going to lie to you, here today. So if these guys ever need a commentator again, I'll be very happy to come back. I'm not too sure if you normally have a commentator, and today they're just not available, but here we go then, everybody. Down the straight. Rated stays back again. Venom now decides to make a pit stop. He goes into the pit lane, puts on the hard. So very much later than when RJ did. But, yeah, he's coming out of the pit lane now. RJ in P10. He did pit. That's why he's so far behind. But this is going to be interesting to see where the Ferrari comes out of the pit lane. JC with a 3-second penalty. RJ heading down the straight now. Has he got enough time on his back to get close enough to the Ferrari? Not really. The Ferrari a lot further ahead of him, a Venom. And RJ settles for 9 at the moment. That pro gamer still says safety car. No, it's a really annoying glitch, which always stays on the screen. Rich with a 3-second time penalty then in this race, everybody. And the only driver now without a penalty is Gambit. And I never actually really see him get a penalty. His driving is sublime. And if he can continue it today, I will be very, very impressed, I've got to say. If he doesn't get a penalty, I really, really will. We are approaching half race distance here today. Gambit over the line. Gambit ahead in this race still. Here comes Rated F1. Can he make a move down the inside? Not just yet, and stays back once again. He looks happy at second place at the moment, and he has to stay there. JC in third. Then it's Island Pike. Then it's Rich Wildcat with a penalty. Once again, Rich down the straight. Master just behind. Venom. Not really anybody that close at the moment on the track. There's actually this is the only thing close, isn't it? Oh, there's actually this as well into turn 1. Let's have a look at this. Hang on. Master and Rich not really too far apart at this moment in time. And in the Switch chat then, everybody, if you have Amazon Prime, you can actually subscribe to the channel for completely free. So if you've got Amazon Prime and you feel like doing that to help the channel out, it would be an absolutely huge help. It really, really would if you could do that for me. But if not, do not worry about it. Or if you don't have Amazon Prime and you just want to help out the channel, you can still do that, but pay normally, which should be just in the chat. So if you want to help out the channel, you are more than welcome to do that. As lap 26 of out of 57 comes around, everybody, and we head down the main straight for the top 2, who take us on to lap 27 now of 57 with 30 laps to go of today's Grand Prix in Qatar. It's been a very nice race so far. The drivers are starting to spread out just a little bit. Not really much going on from them. As Rated in the pit lane now, he's getting on the brand new hard compound of tyres. Out on his way out now in the Williams, and let's see where he comes out. Can RJ get any closer? Can Venom get any closer to him as well? Rated already halfway out of the pit lane. It's looking very strong for Rated. Venom down the straight. Can Venom overtake him before he heads out of the pit lane? It's getting very, very close indeed. Here we go then, down into turn 1. It is Venom just behind Rated. Won't be able to make that move on him this time around. RJ as well, as we were talking, got up to 8, sorry. Here we go, then, really Wildcat with another penalty yet again. I actually think he might get disqualified before the end of this race. Island Pike in the pit lane. Gambit decides to pit now as well. As out of the pit lane he comes. He comes out of the pit lane in P4 ahead of Rated, which is crucial. Ahead of Venom as well, and ahead of RJ. As Island Pike on his way out of the pit lane, he comes out in 9. Has a car going very slow in the middle sector there of Bulldog. But penalties are as follows. We have 27 seconds for Wildcat, which is very large indeed. As Cam gets another one. Cam now up to 15. Penalties are really, really getting bigger now. But, you know, the thing is, you are going to get it. Most drivers are used to 50% races, and by this point, the race is already over. We are halfway into the race already now, so you know we are pushing past their limit. So the fact that they're getting many penalties doesn't surprise me at all. I think it's quite expected, to be fair, if you really strip it down to the basics. But JC leads the Grand Prix, and he hasn't pitted yet. He's got 17.3 seconds to Rich, then 6 tenths, then 3 seconds to Gambit. So there's about nearly 21 seconds then, the gap between JC and Gambit. As Bulldog with a 3-second penalty now. But yes, JC's got 21 seconds pretty much to get in the pit lane and get out here today. He's in the pit lane now for Master. He makes that pit stop. Rated now. Gets ahead through past Gambit into turn 1. Nice move on lap 29 of 57. And he gets ahead. Cam with a 3-second time penalty, everybody, in this race yet again. Once more for the drivers. They just keep building and building. Let's have a look again. What they are at now. 27 for Wildcat. We've got 18 for Rich, 10 for RJ, 18 for Cam now, 21 for Bulldog, and 21 for Charlie as well. And as the race progresses, they just keep coming and coming. But 27 laps of the Grand Prix to go, everybody. And the race is still most definitely on for the race winner. Nobody knows who that is yet, as Wildcat with another penalty now. That will take him to quite near disqualification, I think. JC. Cam retires from the session. Cam brings out the VSC in this race. It wasn't a full safety car. It's a virtual at the moment as Cam retires. Cam is out here in Qatar. The VSC is deployed. The drivers bring their racing down to 35% pace. But yes, luckily it's not a safety car, so we can keep racing fully after this one. JC in the lead by 22.4 seconds, 22.7, sorry. Now, as the gap increases, but we have probably got about half an hour left of today's race. We started at about 9 o'clock, and now we are 9:30. We are racing again. And you know what? For the first time ever, nobody gets a drive-through penalty once the VSC goes in. That is normally quite apparent and a recurring thing for me in leagues. But McLaren in the pit lane, then a Mr. Charlie. And JC carries on down the straight with a 20.7 second gap about 21 second gap still to Gambit at the moment. When will JC decide to pit? He's on the hards, and his pace is looking great at the moment. He can continue at this pace at the moment from what we can see. So, you know, will it will it all work out for JC today? As race is second place down the straight. Many moves happening here. Gambit into third place. Venom into 4 then. As Rich down to 5. RJ in 6 at the moment. Then it is Island Pike down the straight in 7. Let's go back to penalties, shall we? As they do keep getting bigger. Wildcat now on 30. The biggest of today. Gambit still the only driver without a single penalty, which to me is just incredible. Race director, let's have a look quickly at incidents. Hang on. Is Gambit on here one bit? Hang on. Gambit is... I don't think Gambit's got a single warning. Gambit without a single warning. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. The VSC's out again. Oh, Bulldog off the track. VSC deploy once more. Jeez, Gambit is on another level. Not a single warning. His driving is flawless. Absolutely flawless. No warning at all. At all for him. But here we go then around the final corner. The VSC still deployed as a few drivers decide to make the pit stops now. Bulldog with a 10-second penalty. Wow, that's a big one. Speeding in the pit lane, 10 seconds for him. Takes his penalty to 31 seconds now. Wow. For Bulldog, it's down the straight. Gambit is raring to go and make an overtake on the guy in front of him of Rated. JC now makes the pit stop and gets his tyres changed. He gets overtaken quite a lot then by the guys around him. And JC now with the drive for the penalty as well, just about coming out of the pit lane. Oh, that is going to screw him over today. That is going to screw him over. Drive for a penalty for JC. That is not what he needs. That is not what he needs at all in today's race. Mr. Charlie with a 3-second time penalty. The yellow flags are out again. Doesn't look like nothing too significant. I think Wildcat goes round and brings himself back onto the track. Nearly runs out wide there to get another penalty, but he stays on the track. Bulldog with a 3-second penalty now. Adds the tally for him. But lap 32 of 57 and Island Pike battling with an AI as we head down the straight. And it's Rated, your race leader, from Gambit in second place, who goes down the straight and takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Rich then with a 3-second time penalty. That probably going to be no more safety car glitch. Yes, it's gone away brilliantly. Lap 33 of 57. Yellow flags in the final sector as a McLaren goes slowly, hitting the bollards there. As he heads around the final corner, that'll be nearly look like a warning as well then as he head around the final corner. But JC in the pit lane to serve his drive-through penalty, loses a lot of positions. That has completely screwed him over as he comes out of the pit lane in P9 at best. There, P9 then, as he gets overtaken by the McLaren there. Oh, McLaren well off the track there then. What is going on here for Bulldog? Bringing himself back on lap 33 of 57 in this Grand Prix then. But it is Gambit from Rated from Venom. The two Williams, the two Ferraris are definitely the best driven drivers of this race today. They really have drove well. And, you know, something you quite admire, I've got to admit. But RJ into the final few corners then, everybody. And we'll start lap 34 of 57, sorry, as we head down the straight. And Rated can't make a move as Boulay gets a 3-second time penalty. First one for him that we've seen in a while. Wildcat with another 3. Wildcat with 33 seconds now of penalties. As Bulldog gets another 3 as well. Bulldog with 37. That has got to be near disqualification. I'm not too sure what is the disqualification. I'm going to quickly look it up. Hang on. Well, I'm not entirely sure, but you know, clearly he can push it to 37 because Bulldog's showing that he can. Here today, 3 more seconds, we'll be at 40. That'll be the true teller if he gets disqualified or not. But here we go then, down the straight, lap 35 of 57, rated in 2nd place. Trying to catch Gambit as Wildcat with another penalty. Not too sure what that'll be for him as Island Pike in 4 gets through past RJ, who drops back. JC gets through past Wildcat as well. His teammate is JC now picks up the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He goes right round the outside through past Master. What a move that was as well. That was beautifully executed for him. Wildcat has to drop back in 9. He's on 36 seconds of penalties. Bulldog's on 37. So they are... Oh, yep. Bulldog retires in the pit lane with his penalties. As... What is going on in the chat? I've never had one of these before. Reaper in the chat. Is that... what do you call that? Is that a bit? A cheer or something? Oh, that is great. Thanks very much. First time ever receiving anything like that. 1 cheer. Oh, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. I've never had one of them before. I'm quite new to all of that kind of stuff. You're great. Thank you. That's great. I appreciate you very much. Well, that's very nice to see. Made my day. Thank you very much, mate. Well, here we go down the straights. This is very nice, isn't it? Gambit and Rated side by side. Who can take the lead? It's Rated down the inside line. He gets ahead. And the Williams, for now, will hold the lead of the Grand Prix here today in Qatar. Rated F1. He has been on a roll today. So has Gambit. But the Williams has shown some proper racing pace there and ahead by 0.4 of a second. What a move. Reaper missed the race tonight, was meant to race, but it's great to see a commentator in our league. Well, you know what, mate? I'd love to come back. I really, really would. So far, I'm going to tell you the honest truth as well. The first lap that I commentated on for you. Oh my god, mate! Honestly, the first 4 laps were absolutely sublime. It's brilliant, and I would love to come back. What a fantastic job you're doing, brother! Very bloody talented. Should be in esports. Thank you very much. Throwing all the compliments about. I appreciate it. I really, really do. I've been doing it. We're doing it a good while now, so I guess I've got the experience over some people, but. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate the cheers as well, mate. I don't really understand exactly what it all means, but that's great. That's great. I'm really happy about that. So thank you very much. Oh my god, we've got Corgo as well. Wow, treating me today. Absolutely treating me. And I got a cheer wall as well. This is great. Down the straight then, Gambit trying to make the move on Rated. Can he make that move? Bula with a 3-second penalty. Back to the penalties. Let me just say, 39 for Wildcat. I don't know when you get disqualified, but that is pretty big. It really, really is. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if Wildcat gets disqualified at any point or not, if he gets any more penalties. But lap 37 and 57, 20 laps to go in today's Grand Prix. This lap, to be fair, you know, if you were here at the start of the stream, you would have heard the last 100% race I did was 2023. So a good while ago. And here we are today doing it. I'm used to 50%, and this has gone incredibly fast. It really, really has. For SRL, and I'd love to come back. What a great league it is. As Rated in the lead today of this Grand Prix at this moment in time. Half a second from Gambit. These two have just been squabbling over the lead like it's the last piece of bread in the world. And you know, you've got to respect it. It is such good racing from them at this moment in time. And they're going to continue on into the final corner as Rich gets through past Wildcat down below as well. But we're going to stick on this battle because Gambit could possibly make a move down the straight on Rated as he gains and gains and gains. And here we go, down the inside of Rated F1 for the move of the Grand Prix. And once again, Gambit takes the lead of the Qatar Grand Prix. The Ferrari of Gambit is a very fast... Oh, hang on. Wildcat. I think we found the breaking point. Wildcat, I think they got disqualified. He did. Wildcat with a DSQ, everybody, for excess penalties. And on lap 38 of 57, we've lost Wildcat for disqualification. Bulldog, Cam, Misky, and Wildcat all out of today's Grand Prix as whilst that is going on. Reaper in the chat absolutely treating me with the bits. Honestly, mate, thank you very much. You don't understand how much it means. It means a hell of a lot for you to show your support. It really, really does. So thank you very, very much for that. As also, Reeb, I've got a question for you. Obviously, I'm trying to understand all of this. You know how you've used that emoji? Is that because you sent a bit? Because I've only ever seen people use it that like subscribed or something like that. So I don't know if it's like a one-off thing or not. I'm not too sure, but you have to let me know. That programmer says best commentator you've ever heard in his life. Well, that's a massive compliment. Thank you very much, mate. As Rated down the straight, trying to make the move on Gambit. It's a bit further behind this time as he dips onto the Burgundy, but can't make the move on lap 39 of 57. This race, sorry, it's been really, really exciting as Mr. Charlie with a 3-second penalty adds to the tally. And I just can't comprehend the fact that Gambit not only doesn't have a penalty, we went through it earlier. He hasn't even. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. Okay, well, it worked earlier, not working now. Clearly, he hasn't even got a what's the word? What is the word? He's not even got a warning. He's not even got a warning. Gambit is driving so flawlessly. It is mental. Oh, you earn channel points, and then you're... Oh, fair enough, mate. I know it sounds like I'm being stupid. It's just I've been commentating on this account for many years, a few years now, but I only just got monetized probably like 2 months ago, and I haven't really looked into it. So yeah, I appreciate you helping me out there. Highlighting the messages, crazy stuff with the channel points. So I appreciate your support, mate. Thank you very much for the bits and everything that you've sent. First time anyone's ever done it. You're on the leaderboard now, as you can see at the top of the stream. First person to do it, the top spot. So we'll see if you can stay there for a while. Here we go then, down the straight, Rated for the move on Gambit, Rated on lap 40.57 with 17 more laps to go. He decides he wants that race lead in the Williams, and he gets ahead into P1 in that Williams car. He has drove flawlessly today. He really, really has. He has got a penalty though. I'm not too sure how many actually. Let's have a look. 3. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad one single bit. 3 seconds isn't going to really mean too much in terms of the race. A lot of drivers around him have got a hell of a lot more penalties than that, I've got to say, as my voice is going. But yeah, that 40.57, everybody. We've lost 4 drivers. We started with 14, now with 10 in the remaining 17 laps, and I am looking forward to finishing this one, because I just solely for the reason I want to see who's going to win it, because Bula with a penalty now. Ooh, here we go then, everybody, as we head round into the main straight for the top 2 drivers, the protagonists of this Grand Prix, and Gambit will go for the lead of the Grand Prix down the inside without hesitation. He takes the lead of the Qatar Grand Prix once again. That is what we like to see from the Ferrari. I've got to say, I mentioned it earlier on, but the Ferraris and the Williams have drove exceptionally well today. They really, really have. But Island Pike just getting in on the action there and just spoiling the fun a bit for the 2 teams at the top. Gambit theoretically should win. Last week he was unlucky in DNF. Yeah, that's the thing with Gambit. Sometimes he will get a bit unlucky, but majority of the time he is on top. He really is. He somehow always ends up getting up on top. I don't know how he does it, but there's something about him that just... something about him that just enables him to be as good as he is. And I think part of it is to do with the penalties, because people around him you know, the races get ruined with huge penalties, and he just doesn't even get a warning. He drives so flawlessly. Maybe a warning now, actually, went a bit wide. But we'll see what he can do today. He's driving exceptionally well. 3 tenths ahead of Rated at the moment. And into the final corner now. Rated trying to make the move on Gambit again. It's going to happen. I can feel it. Look at him. The Williams homing in on the backside of Gambit. Gaining and gaining and gaining. Will it be a move for the Grand Prix lead once again? Look at Gambit flying into the distance. I don't think JC is going to be even... JC, I don't think Rated is going to get anywhere close to him. At the moment, no, he isn't. And he has to stay behind for now. Richo with a 3-second time penalty as well. And Rich is on 24 seconds. The biggest we've got so far is 36. I think we found out the most was like I think it was in the 40s for the most. Like 42 of 57, everybody. The race is far from over. Gambit is in the lead, but don't underestimate Rated. As in the chat, a quote from the chat, actually. Fantastic driver, Rated is, and he really, really is. I know him from Helheim Racing, Sardo, Gambit, Venom, RJ, JC, pretty much half the grid. But yes, Gambit and Rated, exceptional drivers. Venom as well. RJ's drove pretty decent as well today. I'm glad that he's up there, second in the championship as well. This man is. So he's done exceptionally well this season in SRL. But man, I would love to come back. One thing I do want to ask though: do you do 100% races every race, or is it just for today, or is that a thing you do every race? 100% every race. Oh damn. That's crazy. I mean, you know, I wouldn't mind getting involved though. It's quite fun indeed. Rated down the inside, through past Gambit, and takes the lead of the Grand Prix once again. Bulo with a 3-second time penalty here today. Gets another one, adds to that tally. But Rated is ahead in this Grand Prix once more, through past Gambit. And I am only focusing on this really because there's not really much going. Oh, okay, never mind. Take the words, you know, completely go against what I've said. Ireland gets through past RJ. I was just going to say, not really much going on around the track, but, you know, clearly something else happens now. Rated, RJ, sorry, trying to switch back underneath on Ireland. Can't get through this time around at the moment. Has to stay behind at the minute. So in the future, we're going to be doing a separate tier for 50%. We're running settings up, so we will have both 100 and a 50% tier. That sounds pretty good, mate. Sounds pretty good. Pretty good plan that. And you know, if you guys don't have commentators, I'd love to get involved. If you wasn't here in the chat earlier, I was talking about how I'm currently starting to build it's kind of a sports TV channel for Twitch and YouTube. It's called Crossley Sports, which is going to be opening soon. And it's going to be pretty damn good. We're assembling a team of commentators, producers, social media managers, and we're going to pretty much get some contracts with some leagues, and we're going to provide some proper professional daily streams on leagues. So hopefully we can maybe get involved with you guys if you need a commentator. But RJ down the inside on Island Pike, and the Williams through to P4 where he wants to be realistically. So we'll see if he can try and hold it. He's been in P4 majority of the race, so let's see if he can stay there, shall we? I'll get in contact with the owner. We'll happily have you here, but thank you very much for that, mate. As Bula, a 3-second time penalty in today's race, adding to the tally once again. Bula must be on big penalties now. Bula's getting a few. 27, yeah, it is adding up then. As of course, biggest at the minute still is Mr. Charlie, nearing disqualification if he gets any more. Closest qualification he is, yeah. You know, we've had one disqualification, nearly getting another one in this race. But I was saying earlier, you know, you can't judge because actually no, I think I'll take my word back now, because I said most. I assumed that you guys do 50%, and then today was 100. So I said that most of the drivers here are used to doing 50%. So you know, that's why it's just going to keep going up and up and up, because they're not used to this length. But to be fair, a lot of the drivers here that I do know do 50% in other leagues, so I guess they aren't entirely used to you you know, well, I guess they are used to it, but I'm not too sure, to be fair. Anyway, Highland Pike down the inside. I'm going to stop talking about that because I'm completely confusing myself, to be fair. So, yeah, lap 45 of 57, everybody. There's 2 more laps, and we've got 10 to go, which just shows how close we are to the end of today's Grand Prix. It has gone very fast indeed, actually. It's actually baffling me how fast we've got here. I assumed it would take a bit longer, but you know, this league is clearly pretty decent to make it exciting. But Bula with a 3-second penalty then, once again, added to that tally. 30-second penalty for him. Very much nearing disqualification now if he carries on. Yellow flags in the final corner. Bula into the gravel trap then on lap 44 of 57 as he heads onto the main straight. That pro gamer says not ads. I'm sorry about that, mate. I really am. It helps me out a lot. I mean, to be fair, oh, hang on. We've lost game sound. Okay. Game sound's been lost in the game. I don't know why. Rated, though, gets down the inside into P1. Gambit second. Bula with a 3-second penalty as well. Once again, adding to that tally. 33 seconds now for him. That is getting huge for Bula. But Gambit in second place drops back behind Rater. I'm not too sure what's just happened to the game sound because if you like that, you can still hear. Oh, there we go. Oh, fixed it. There we go. Sorted. Yeah, that pro gamer says not ads. As Charlie disqualified from the session. 4 penalties as well. Oh my god. Or did it say? Yeah, it did say disqualified. Now Charlie disqualified. 3 penalties. And then there were 9 in the Grand Prix, everybody, with 11 laps to go. And so that pro gamer about the ads comment. It helps me out. It does. I do apologise for having it on there. I mean, it is, to be fair, it is like, with the views that I get, it is pretty much pennies, to be fair. So, you know, it's only really going to be that effective if I start gaining more views. But I'm not entirely sure how to promote it, really. I don't really know. I feel like there's not enough people to watch F1. You know what I mean? Online, I don't think the community is really there entirely. But Gambit then going through past Rated down the inside. Can he make that move? Yes, he can. And he's through to the lead of the Grand Prix once again with 10 laps to go, everybody. Gambit and Rated going back and forth in the final stages of this Grand Prix. This is what we like to see. It's just showing we don't know who's going to win. It's more likely leaning towards Gambit because, of course, right now he is ahead. And he hasn't got a penalty as opposed to Rated, who has. I think it's a 3 seconds still for him. Yeah, 3. So he is definitely staying off those curbs, trying to be careful in the remaining 10 laps of the Grand Prix because he does not want to mess anything up in this race. If he gets a 6-second penalty, I'd pretty much class that as over for him. I think it would be a Gambit win if that happens there. But let's see who can take the win today, everybody. I don't know why the game sound keeps going off, but seems like it keeps fixing every time I do that. Here we go then, everybody. We are going to head down the straight. Game sound goes again. Don't know what's going on with it, so we're just going to leave it. But here we go down the straight. Rated, can he go for the lead on Gambit? Not this time around. On lap 48 of 57, we have to wait for that move to come around again, which is a bit nail-biting, isn't it? You know, you don't really know what exactly is going to happen. We've had 3 disqualifications today with penalties. Bula, Charlie, and Wildcat, which is crazy. Then Bulldog, Cam, and Miski with a DNF as well, and we are left with 8 in today's Grand Prix. Gambit leads from Rated with only 9 laps to go in today's Grand Prix. Oh my god, why does the game sound keep going? It's weird. I do apologise, everybody, about the game sound. I'm not too sure if you're too bothered about it or not, but It seems to be annoying me a bit, but anyway, it's all good. Lap 48 at 57 then. Gambit and Rated, the only battle really on the track at the moment. RJ and Ireland fairly close at this moment in time, but nothing really too significant to really make anything out of it. Half a second gap between them two at this time. But we will see. We will see if anything happens between them. Lap 49 and 57, everybody. The race with only a few laps to go. And Rated managed to slip through down the inside line. 2P1 once again down the Grand Prix straight. He is ready to kickstart the celebrations for the win if he can get 3 seconds ahead. You know how much he wants it. He's a class driver. Without that penalty, he would probably have a very good chance of winning this race today, but it's just going to let him down. Rich with a 3-second time penalty then on lap 49 of 57 in this race. I can't believe how fast he's gone actually for 100%. And Rated heading up towards then the middle sector. And 6 tenths behind is Gambit, who is not looking like he wants to drop back anytime soon and give up what he's worked for this whole entire time. A long time in the race for these drivers. I've raced 50% before myself, actually raced in them. And sometimes they can get a bit tiring, but 100% must be something else, I've got to say. It must be very long for the drivers to do, but lap 49 of 57 comes lap 50 in a few moments' time. We are very much in the latter stages of the Grand Prix now. And Rated powers on down the straight. The gap nearly 7 tenths once we get there, but here we go then down the straight. Gambit is going to try and close that gap where he does absolute best. Here we go then down the inside. This just shows you don't need to be right behind him to make the move, because Gambit was 7 tenths back nearly, and he takes the lead from 7 tenths back. Gambit leads the Grand Prix. I don't know what's just come up on the screen there. Oh, no, he left. Never mind. I think we just got another retiree, though, did we? Or did we not? I don't know. Did Bulldogs retire? I'm not too sure. I can't remember. But yeah, left with 8 in this race on lap 50 of 57. Game sound is back for you right there, but I don't know why it keeps coming off and on. It is... Oh, it's gone off again. It's actually doing my nutting. Sorry about that, everybody. But these top two just battling brilliantly in this race. Gambit once again ahead now by 4 tenths of a second. They just keep switching around, don't they? They really don't know when to stop. These two don't. And they absolutely love the battles. They really, really do. From the drivers. I can't even speak. They love the battles, of course, in the race. But if you have Amazon Prime, everybody, and you haven't used your Amazon Prime free subscription, you could use that on me if you feel like it. And yeah, if you haven't used it, of course you can use it on me. It helps me out a hell of a lot. As JC's gone round with a penalty as well. That's not going to help him out at all. Oh, worst force track off today at all. As he comes back on the track. And without a safety car as well, he comes on with 6 laps to go. But yes, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can subscribe for free to the Jack Crossley Comms channel, which helps me out a hell of a lot. It helps me out a lot more than adverts. I'll tell you that for free. So if you have Amazon Prime and haven't used that on anybody yet, that'll be much appreciated. But of course, I'm not asking for it. I'm just putting the option out there. If you wanted to do it. JC gets a 10-second penalty. I've got a feeling he's retiring. He's got so many penalties. Yeah, he does retire. And JC is over for that one on lap 51 of 57. Left with 7 drivers in today's Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. As Gambit leads from Rated with only 6 laps to go before the end. There we go then down the straight. Lap 51 of 57, now 52. And he's going to be rated back into the lead of the Grand Prix. He is not giving up just yet, is he? He absolutely loves the thrill of the battles, and he's back through to P1. It's unfortunate to see JC retire today because he really has drove well. Well, he did drive well at the time. He got a very good qualifying as well, but he's just let down sometimes by the races. And today, let down a hell of a lot as he has to retire. Rich with a 3-second penalty. Surely isn't there disqualification? He's got loads. 33, yeah, not too far away for Rich. Is Master in the pit lane? Not too sure what he's going to be doing now on the mediums. Probably putting on the softs maybe for a fastest lap. Yes, the softs are waiting for him at the pit stop there for Master. And he comes out of the pit lane on the brand new soft compound tyres here today. But if you've enjoyed the race so far, everybody in the chat, if you've enjoyed the commentary, let me know what you think of it. Give me some feedback. If there's anything you think I could do differently. And, of course, put it in the chat. I'm always open to try and, learn from my mistakes and get better at what I do. But Gambit trying to gain on rated then. Oh, my God. Need to learn how to stop the voice cracks. It's stupid. Lap 52 then. Coming on to lap 3. Okay, we're not coming on to lap 3, are we? Coming on to lap 53 of 57, everybody. It's Gambit down the inside. Gambit to the lead once again in the Grand Prix. It is far from over in this race on lap 53 of 57. 4 more to go in this very long 100% race. Raced will try and catch from behind, but in my opinion, I think it's going to go the way of Gambit at the minute. I really do. The odds are very much pointing towards him. With a 4/10 gap at the moment, he is ahead and rated with a 3-second penalty too. Still 3 seconds as well, yes. So that is it's looking like a Gambit win at this moment in time. Rated's penalties are really going to let him down today. They really, really are. It's something that you really want to go without. I'm so surprised that Gambit hasn't got a penalty yet. It is mental. Let's have a look at the race director, shall we? Incidents. Race director is really glitchy. I'm not sure why. A bit weird, isn't it? Okay. Not too sure what's going on there. Can't really have a look at it. But for the last time we checked, he didn't even get a warning, which is pretty crazy. Massa with a 3-second time penalty now in the race, everybody, as we head up towards the final corner. And we will start lap 54 of 57 with Gambit lead in the race. Can Rated make the move down the straight then here in Qatar? Down the Grand Prix straight. We've seen him make the moves before. Can he do it again here today in the Grand Prix? On lap 54, Rated goes for the move, but it isn't opening up for him. And this time around, he gets denied by Gambit, who stays ahead for one more lap in today's Grand Prix. It is beautiful for Gambit. Beautiful as he stays ahead. And he's just, yet again, dominating another league race, which I see him in. Such a good driver, incredibly talented. So is Rated, but the penalty will let him down today, which is really, really upsetting, actually, because he's just drove his heart out in this very long race, but just isn't looking like it's going to go his way. Second spot on the podium, though, surely is still going to be very nice for him as we head towards the last few laps, but I'm sure he'll be wishing that he could win. But we can't draw towards any conclusions because Gambit could make a big mistake before the end as Master picks up the fastest lap. He gets what he wanted to do on the soft compound tyres, everybody, as we head round then into the final sector of this track here in Qatar. There you go, game sound back. And we head into the final corner. Rich with a 3-second penalty. Rated tries to move down the inside nearly as we head into the final corner. But he's very much closer this lap around, don't you think? Really, really close behind now. Down the straight, Rated goes for the move on Gambit down the inside. He's going to try and make the move on the final few laps of the Grand Prix. This is absolutely brilliant. Rated into the lead of the Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. With only 2 laps to go, he tries his luck with the top dog Gambit. Now half a second gap then through the first sector already. Rated means business. Rated wants this win. He needs to gain 3 seconds to win this Grand Prix. And can he do it today? This is the most we've seen him gain. He is pushing, absolutely pushing this car then on this lap to try and win the Grand Prix today with 3-second penalties, which is going to completely screw him over if he doesn't try and get a good race on now. It's quite worrying for Rated. It really, really is. With only a few laps to go of the Grand Prix. And Gambit has drove his heart out, so has Rated. You know, in normal circumstances, without a penalty, Rated could be up for a race win today. But the penalties are just going to screw him over. The gap is 0.8 of a second, though. You never know. He could hold it into the next lap. And we could very well get him gaining 3 seconds. Do not count that out yet, everybody. Lap 55 and 57 comes to an end as we head across the line in a few moments' time to very nearly round off this race. The penultimate lap of the Qatar Grand Prix for round 6 of SRL begins. Rated starts the final few laps. Half a second gap. Gambit down the inside. Oh, you just can't deny him. He's down the inside line. Gambit goes for the lead. He wants that win incredibly hard, and he gets through. The gap was 0.8 of a second, and he still takes the lead of this Grand Prix on the penultimate lap. It's incredible. It is amazing. It's unbelievable from Gambit then on this lap with Rated behind by 0.3 of a second. Will he be able to take the lead on the final lap of the race? Because you don't really see many moves then through the course of the Qatar track. It's only really down the straight where the won and sole DRS zone is on the track. But the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix is here. We're halfway through it so far. Gambit on for the race win without a penalty still in this race. If you got one now, it'd even it out, and that would make it very exciting, but it isn't looking like Gambit's going to do that. We know what he's like. We know he hasn't even got a single warning throughout the whole entirety of this race so far. It just shows his class, the flawlessness of the racing from him. It's sublime. It is perfect. Rated, the same from him. Only 3-second penalty from him. It is brilliant stuff. But we head round the final 2 corners, everybody, and SRL round 6, we begin the final lap of today's Grand Prix. After a long race, we finally reached the end. Here comes Rated F1 on Gambit down the outside line. He's going to take the lead of the Grand Prix. Now, can he gain 3 seconds in a lap? Probably not. It's looking like Gambit's probably going to be able to take that lead through penalties once we cross the line, but we aren't going to get a move now. I've got to admit, unless somebody makes a mistake, this is the finishing order, because nobody makes a move on the track. It looks like Gambit is going to have to settle behind then in this race, but on penalties, Gambit will take that win as he goes a bit deep on the corner there, loses a bit of time to Rated. A lot of time, actually, to Rated. The gap's 0.7 of a second. Gambit really messes up there. But ladies and gentlemen, after a long Grand Prix today, 57 laps of pure racing action here today at the Sale International Circuit under the bright spotlights. It has been a complete and utter spectacle. It has been beautiful. And we head to the final few corners to round off such a beautiful Grand Prix then for round 6 of SRL. Rated towards the line, who will win the race on track, but Gambit shortly behind takes the win for the Qatar Grand Prix. It'll be Rated who takes 2nd place on penalties. Venom, just around the corner, will come home to take 3rd place in the race today once he crosses the line. Then it'll be Island Pike, who's carried on the whole race. He fell behind in the early stages, and he got his way back up the order to 4th place. It's a stellar job from Island Pike. RJ, the 2nd place sitter in the championship, crosses the line in 5th and picks up a 10-second penalty for an unserved penalty there. Master now will cross the line only a few seconds down the road in P6, and then it'll be Richo to round off the grid. But ladies and gentlemen, what a race today. What a race. It has been absolutely brilliant here in Qatar. I would absolutely love to come back for you guys here in SRL. It has been so fun to do, and yeah, I'm 100% would come back. It has been very fun indeed to be here for tonight's Grand Prix. But here we go then, everybody. Down the straight, Richo rounds off the race, and we are done. game sound not being there is really annoying me. Richo gets the driver of the day, and what a race that was, everybody. Really, really utterly enjoyed that one. Let's finish the results then for the Qatar Grand Prix. Gambit once again comes out ahead like he always does. The British driver wins the Grand Prix here today in Qatar. Rated takes second place after a brilliant final few lap showdown between them two. Venom takes third. Island Pike takes 4. RJ 5. Master 6. Rich 7. And the rest of the grid retired today in this 100% Qatar Grand Prix race. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me for today. It's been a one-off for me because I don't normally do races this long. But it's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope you've enjoyed it too. This will be uploaded to my YouTube pretty soon, so you guys will have the video of it for forever, pretty much. So you can always watch this one back if you please. I'm sure a lot of people will probably after the race. But thanks for joining me, everybody. It's been great. Thanks for Reaper for all the gifts that I've been sent. First ever time ever, and it's much appreciated. Honestly, I'm so happy. It's made my day. So thank you very much for that. And for the kind comments in the chat from Bula there. A very good performance, he says. I appreciate it. I'll be back, hopefully, if you guys want me back at some point. Thanks for joining me. Have a very nice evening, everybody. And I'll see you whenever I see you. Good night.
Track Titan is the fastest way to become a better sim racer, with highly personalized insights assuring that you get the coaching that you need. Track Titan automatically records your driven laps and lets you pinpoint exactly where you're making mistakes, where you're losing time, and how you can fix it. When you sign up with Track Titan, you'll be able to analyze your driving, learn about tracks in the academy, and participate in driving challenges and community races.
And leaping off the line whilst Ryan needs to defend from Max 27, and Max 27's up, and Max 27's well up.
Allowing you to improve your sim racing at your own pace and in a friendly and helpful community. The Track Titan analysis doesn't just show you exactly where you're losing time, but also what faster drivers are doing differently than you, from racing lines to steering inputs. This way you're not only made aware of your mistakes, but you're also given a solution to fix them. In the Academy you can learn all about different tracks, how to properly drive them, test your knowledge, and of course beat the driving challenge. And we've also built up a wonderful community of sim racers who love to help each other out, share stories, videos and pictures, and who participate in the weekly hot lap challenges and races. With even more features coming in the future, be sure to check out Track Titan with a link in the description, or head over to tracktitan.io to sign up.